Most men completely misread attraction. They look for obvious signs, clear flirtation, direct invitations, but real attraction never announces itself loudly. It whispers quietly through subtle signals hidden right under your nose. Psychology proves women secretly send the signals far more often than you realize on. If you're missing them, you're missing everything today. You'll discover exactly what those quiet signals look like. Pay attention because the last sign reveals a truth almost no one dares talk about. Sign 1. She finds excuses to touch you. When a woman feels hidden attraction, she finds excuse. Your body naturally seeks closeness often without her realizing it. It's subtle, quiet, yet undeniable. She might lightly brush your arm when passing by, or gently touch your shoulder to emphasize a point. Consider this. Has she ever fixed your collar or picked lint off your shirt, even though it wasn't really necessary? The Stoics aren't random accidents. They're subconscious attempts to create connection. Notice the difference in her touch. A casual friend pats briefly, but a woman who's secretly attracted will linger slightly longer. Her fingers softer, warmer, more deliberate. She doesn't just touch you. She creates scenarios where touch feels natural. Remember when she volunteered to help carry something easy for you, or leaned in close, shoulder to shoulder, to show you something on her phone? These aren't coincidences. Her subconscious is quietly engineering these moments of closeness. She changes the moment you enter. Sign 2. She changes the moment you enter the room. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately noticed her posture shift? Maybe she straightens her back, adjusts her hair, or subtly checks her appearance. This instant, unconscious reaction is deeply revealing. Her body instinctively goes into presentation mode, amplifying her femininity the moment you appear. Her voice may even rise slightly, a subtle signal of interest she's unaware of sending. But there's something even subtler. What she stops doing, the phone she was glued to suddenly loses importance. Conversations she was deeply engaged in become secondary. These tiny behavioral interruptions are clear indicators her presence impacts her subconsciously. If this reaction happens consistently, you aren't imagining things. You're witnessing attraction that her body simply can't hide. She creates coincidences. Sin 3. She creates coincidences to be near you. Does it seem like she's suddenly everywhere? Maybe she starts frequenting your favorite coffee shop, or appears at events she never showed interest in before. These coincidences aren't random, they're quietly orchestrated maneuvers, carefully planned by a woman secretly attracted to you. Notice how subtly she downplays these moments. She might casually say, "Oh, I've always liked this place," even though you've never seen her there before. Or when she suddenly shares your obscure hobbies or adjusts her routine to align with yours. These repeated accidental meetings aren't accidents at all, they're quiet, calculated opportunities designed to create close-ins while maintaining plausible deniability. When you notice this pattern emerging, recognize it for what it is: secret attraction hidden carefully behind innocent coincidences. She becomes your secret cheerleader. Sign 4. She becomes your secret cheerleader. When a woman secretly desires you, she quietly transforms into your strongest advocate, offensively, elevating you in conversations and settings you're not even part of. You'll hear her mention your successes, casually. "Did you guys know he landed that deal last week?" Or she referenced something smart you said. Boosting your image subtly, yet significantly. More revealingly, she defends you behind your back. Maybe through mutual friends, you discover she quietly redirected criticism or negativity away from you. Psychologists call this identity fusion, a subconscious alignment where your success feels like hers. It signals an emotional investment far deeper than friendship or casual admiration. Notice how her enthusiasm for your achievements stands apart from others. This quiet, consistent support is attraction revealed through subtle advocacy. Her friends know all about you. Sign 5. Her friends know all about you in detail. Here's a truth most men never consider. When a woman secretly desires you, her closest friends often know you intimately before you've even formally met. If you've experienced her friends greeting you knowingly referencing your hobbies or interests you've never shared with them, realize this: she's quietly integrating you into her social world by talking about you extensively. What makes this especially revealing is the depth of their knowledge. They don't just know your name. They know specific personal details about you, your hobbies, interests, preferences, and even quirky personal stories. This level of familiarity isn't accidental. It's attraction quietly expressing itself through social integration, revealing you've become significant in her life narrative. She remembers even the smallest details. Sign 6. She remembers even the smallest details. One subtle yet powerful sign of hidden attraction is how clearly she remembers seemingly trivial details about your conversations. Maybe you casually mentioned your grandmother's apple pie weeks ago, and suddenly she references it effortlessly. Or she texts you exactly on the day of your big work presentation, one you only briefly mentioned. The human mind is selective. We don't store small details about people unless they truly matter to us. When she remembers that obscure band you loved in high school or your favorite childhood movie, it means you've quietly earned significance in her mind. These remembered details aren't random. They're evidence. When you're not physically around, you remain consistently present in her thoughts. Sign 7. She creates private, shared jokes. If a woman is secretly attracted, she creates private shared jokes often. Establish a private world of humor only the two of you share. You find yourselves exchanging knowing glances, inside jokes, or playful nicknames, references no one else understands. These shared jokes aren't just playful banter, they create emotional exclusivity. Each one quietly builds a unique emotional territory just for you and her. She initiates these moments subtly, often in social settings where only you grasp their hidden meaning. Psychologically, these private jokes create intimacy and exclusivity. When you notice or conversations filled with shared references that exclude everyone else, understand this is create attraction at work, creating closeness that goes deeper than casual friendship. She begins mirroring your behavior. Sign 8. She begins mirroring your behavior. Here's a fascinating psychological phenomenon. When a woman secretly desires you, she unconsciously mirrors your speech, gestures, and even your interests, a subconscious bonding mechanism psychologists call emotional contagion. Perhaps you notice her using your distinctive phrases, adopting your body language, or developing interests in topics important to you. This mirroring isn't deliberate. It happens naturally and silently beneath her conscious awareness. Most people wrongly assume attraction thrives only on differences, but psychology reveals we quietly mimic those we deeply desire closeness with, signaling alignment, safety, and deeper emotional compatibility. When you recognize mirroring behavior, understand she's quietly expressing attraction in one of the most authentic ways possible. Your jokes suddenly become funnier. Sign 9. Your jokes suddenly become funnier. Have you noticed that your mildly amusing remarks suddenly provoke genuine, heartfelt laughter from her far beyond what your jokes objectively deserve? Attraction doesn't just affect her feelings. It quietly changes her perception of your humor. This isn't polite laughter. Attraction genuinely makes everything you say seem funnier. Notice her body language as she laughs. She might lean in, touch your arm, or maintain eye contact longer than usual. Studies consistently show women laugh more frequently and authentically at men they're secretly attracted to. If your humor suddenly seems more effective than usual, it's not your comedic talent improving. It's quiet attraction changing her emotional response to you. She extends goodbyes. Sign 10. She extends goodbyes, the quietest yet deepest sign, the final, and perhaps most subtle sign of secret attraction, happens when it's time to say goodbye. For her, simple farewells become curiously complicated. Conversation sling. She suddenly remembers things she needs to tell you as you're leaving. "Oh, one last thing," becomes her favorite phrase. She might walk you to your car, extending the interaction beyond its natural end, or text immediately afterward to continue the conversation. Notice how this contrasts with her behavior elsewhere, usually efficient, suddenly indecisive only when saying goodbye to you. Psychologically, each farewell becomes quietly uncomfortable for her subconscious. There's always a small fear it might be the last interaction. To extend your time together, she creates reasons to prolong the moment. These extended goodbyes aren't accidental. They're attraction quietly expressing itself through the difficulty she feels in letting you leave. Now you know the subtle signs most men completely miss. These hidden signals were always there, quietly shaping attraction beneath everyday interactions, waiting patiently for someone insightful enough to recognize them. If you're intrigued and want to explore even deeper, there's a detailed cheat sheet ready for you. It reveals even more hidden signals women send long before openly admitting their attraction. Because once you understand these quiet signals, your interactions change forever. You stop guessing, stop chasing, and begin to clearly see attraction exactly as it unfolds, quietly, subtly, and powerfully.